One of the biggest news of the series between Minnesota and Denver is Stephen A. Smith, your buddy, embarrassed himself by saying that the Minnesota Timberwolves were on the verge of sweeping the reigning defending NBA champions. Because, Doc, in that Game 2 first half, I don't think I've seen defense played like that in more than 30 years. The last time I remember seeing, or close to 30 years, the last time I remember seeing defense played like that was when Jordan came back to avenge a loss when he finally returned in '95 and lost to Orlando. When he came back to avenge it by getting Rodman, and him, Pippen, and Rodman went after Orlando in Game 1 of that Eastern Conference Finals. That was an annihilation. They won that game damn near by 40. I couldn't believe what I saw. I hadn't seen defense like that what Minnesota played in the first half of Game 2. And I said, what are you going to do if you're Denver? I can't believe this. And sure enough, they find a way to come back. The second big thing, though, is this. How are you, Rudy Gobert, your 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, but then the postseason arrives and you look like anything but? Can you explain that, Coach?
Well, a lot of times teams go small and they kind of play them out. In this series, he's playing against one of the greatest centers of all time.
Right.
So it's not as much as how bad Rudy is. It's just how good Joker is, in my opinion. And Joker's power, I think he doesn't get enough credit how strong and big he is.
Yes.
When you watch these games, I mean, Rudy is literally just bouncing off of him.
Yes.
It just tells you the power that Joker can play with, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. So you do see that. I thought, as far as great defense, I'm a little ashamed of you. I thought you were going to say the Pat Riley Knicks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, you could have thrown that out first.
That was years earlier than the Jordan in 95, 96. It was years earlier than that, Doc. But let me ask you this, because I've been underestimating Dallas because I like the fact that they picked up Gafford. I like Gafford and Lively. I see they've got additional size, but Tim Hardaway Jr. was hurt before he came back. P.J. Washington was supposed to be a good player. Was supposed to be what we've seen in the games, in these last 2 games. If P.J. Washington continues to play like this, Dallas could go to the finals, Coach.
Listen, you don't want to get into a series where the ace of spades is on the other team. You know, me and Tom Thibodeau, when we were in Boston, we always had the saying, let's not get to a Game 7 if the ace of spades is on the other team.
Right.
You can make the case, as good as Shea is and those young boys in Oklahoma, that you don't want to get in a game with Kyrie and Luka in a Game 7. And that's what makes them, they're better in the playoffs because of that. The game slows a little bit. The trades that they made, that Nico and that group made before All-Star break, have made them a way better defensive team. And Kyrie is just in a perfect place right now. The way he's playing, he's defending. They are a dangerous team to face. But I still think this could go either way. I really do. Right. I just love Shea. Shea may be, other than the guys I coach, and I coached Shea before, I'm telling you, Stephen, not only is he a great player, he's everything good about our league, and you want to see him do well.
Everything great except that commercial. I didn't like him singing in the commercial. That's it. Other than that, he's great. And by the way, I voted for him for league MVP honors. I thought he deserved it, even over Jokic, because they got the second youngest team in the league, and they were the #1 seed in the West. And this brother scored over 30 points in a game, 50-plus times. I was like, to me, he should have been a league MVP, but that's neither here nor there. Denver, you're looking at them, they're the reigning defending champions. They're acting like it. Coach, I would say this about Anthony Edwards. Oof. There was Jordan. There was Kobe. And I'm seeing elements, Coach, that reminds me that this could be his era. And keep in mind, we were saying that about those guys, Jordan and Kobe, before they won titles. We could say it about Anthony Edwards before he wins a title. Your thoughts about him?
You know, it's interesting. A year and a half ago, Austin calls me in training camp. He's in Minnesota. He says, Dad, this kid here will be the best player in the league in 2 years. I said, what? In 2 years? At that point, 2 years ago, we were not talking about him that way. And Austin says, I'm telling you, he has everything. He's mature more than you think, and he's a stone-blooded killer. And that's what you see in him. Like the game last night, he was amazing. He absolutely was amazing. Defensively and offensively, he just needed help. And that's what it's going to come down to for them. The problem is they're playing a team that is wanted. It's like the mob. They're made.
Yes.
Denver's a made basketball team. Nothing's going to shake them. Nothing's going to make them nervous. So you're going to have to beat them. And beating a title team is really hard to do.